What's going on here?
Adele live at Radio City Music Hall last night. That's live.
Sounded just like a recording.
Yeah,
Why didn't we play the
really.
recording?
Yeah, but how impressive is that?
That is pretty impressive.
Whew. Brought to tears, too.
I was watching Fargo, so I missed it.
When she finished her song, When We Were Young, she was crying. She was like, okay, now this is okay. She was really nervous. I mean, you're Adele, and you don't have... I know
That's what you love about her, though, right?
It's a scary, scary thing. And she said once she sang in front of Radio City Music Hall and got this great response, she's like, okay, I feel like we've started. We've been planning all this stuff in secret, but now it's like officially begun. And that was last night. Hello, number one on the Hot 100 for a 7th straight week. And, of course, we announced yesterday in the 840 Schmig that Adele is touring St. Louis, but much like
Touring the country.
Jason.
No, she's not touring.
Sorry.
Well, she is
Touring
She's
St. Louis.
touring the U.S., but
She's going to start out at
Crown
Root Park.
Candy.
And then Crown Candy. Then go to Root Park for a concert.
swing around fun towns on that list.
I believe it is.
touring the U.S., but much like Jason Hayward, she's snubbing St. Louis and doing some Chicago dates. Surprise cancellation, CBS axed Mike and Molly. And Melissa
I'm not
McCarthy
surprised.
I'm not either.
tweeted that she's shocked and heartbroken. I don't know. She's such a big star. I think it would be smart for CBS to still hold on to it, even if it's not the best rated show.
I'm surprised she said she's shocked. She should have said, thank God I've been released from these surly
I
bonds.
think she enjoyed it.
I think that kind of, I know she was on Gilmore Girls before and had done other stuff, but remember when she was on that show and the reporter wrote how she was disgusted having to watch someone who is so overweight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it became this big story, and then she was just a sweet person, and then she was in Bridesmaids, and then her career kind of took off. But Mike and Molly, I think, was the first really big thing that she had, so it's kind of sad to say goodbye.
Right.
I would love to see a movie about her basketball coach character on SNL. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the one that hits everyone.
Yeah, right. She's super angry.
It was based on a real basketball coach.
It was,
Really?
yeah. That's very funny, though.
Last night on The Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon had his former SNL friend Tina Fey on. She's promoting her new film, Sisters. I think it's the only big film opening this weekend. And they went back and forth with their impressions. You have to listen to Jimmy's, though. I think someone on the show has been challenged.
My favorite Christmas song.
Sophia Vergara?
Yeah.
Great one. All right.
Okay, now Jimmy.
Don't even get me started
Morgan.
about selfie sticks. Don't even get me started about selfie sticks. Not even a penguin could use one.
It's either Sling Blade or Morgan Freeman.
I don't know, Jimmy and Guy, if he's ever on the show, I'm going to tell him how much I love him. And Guy can do a Freeman off.
We'll have a Freeman
A
off.
Freeman on.
I don't think I'm ready for that, Jen.
Oh.
I think Guys is
Yeah,
better.
maybe. That's why.
He didn't even have to say, I'm Morgan Freeman as he started.
Yeah, I know.
out.
Or Andy.
Andy Dufresne.
I remember Andy. He went to the coast of wherever.
Mexico?
Mexico.
Okay, the other big movie, of course, opening this weekend is Star Wars The Force Awakens. They had the big red carpet in LA last night. And Carrie Fisher, God love her, an interview stopped her on the red carpet, and here's what he asked.
What about you? What research did you do?
I asked the early young Carrie Fisher what it would be like 48 years later. Oh wait, it's 40.
What did that young woman say?
She's not speaking to me. She was very busy and
She was very busy.
partying and making sure that I would look like later.
She had her mouth.
So, and I don't mean by I mean not as good as. In another sense.
I kind of like her heavy
do
S,
too.
she is kind of funny.
Oh,
So
yeah.
weird.
She did a one-woman show that was on HBO a couple of years ago about her childhood and growing, Postcards from the Edge is based on it. But she had quite, if you wonder why she wasn't in a normal
Right.
household.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And neither is her daughter, Billie Lourd, who was on Scream Queens and It's just an interesting family. You know, Disney now and J.J. Abrams are like, every time they see her on camera, they're like kind of clenching a little bit.
Yeah, Harrison's going to be crabby. Carrie's going to be crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Because J.J. Abrams, who directed the new Star Wars and tried to kind of, I guess, do an homage to the Star Wars of the past. I mean, the original.
Yeah.
He's
Sweating bullets.
He has to be.
You wouldn't think everything he's done has just been quality.
Still, the expectations are so high. And as a fan making this movie, can you imagine the pressure he has on himself?
I can't even believe it.
Now, you mentioned the money that they've got to make.
Yeah.
Because how much did it cost?
Disney spent $4 billion purchasing Star Wars.
Oh, the rights
from
to
George
it.
Lucas. Just the rights.
$4 billion.
So they want to start paying it off immediately, obviously.
$4 billion.
They say in order to be considered a hit, The Force Awakens has to make $1.5 billion. Now they're saying
$1.5 billion. Courtney hates that character that Mike Myers
And
did.
I won the got you
Austin
into it.
Powers, and so she goes like this.
I'm not a fan. When I first started here, you were real hot on that.
Well, there were so many funny lines.
It was a little old, though, at that point. Do you know what
sorry.
I'm saying?
I'm sorry, Scott.
they're saying that Star Wars could end up turning a $2.7 billion profit.
Just over the weekend.
But still, a lot of people have said, remember when episodes 1, 2, and 3 came out, and a lot of people went to see it, and as soon as they saw it, they said, this is awesome. And then once they had time to think about it, they were like, oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, be cool on social media.
Don't spoil it.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
I don't care.
Don't spoil it.
I wouldn't know what that would be. Jar Jar Binks loses an eye. Oh!
That's the Schmig. More at 840 and online at y98.com.